Welcome to Canada's podcast.
Hello, I'm Marco Tonacuzzi, Managing Editor of Canada's Podcast. Joining me today on Calgary's podcast is Renata Reed, Sales Associate and Senior Vice President of Sales with Sotheby's International Realty Canada. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Mario.
Well, let's talk a little bit about being a realtor. And first of all, how many years have you done this, Renata?
Well, it has been, I've been a realtor now for 20 years and absolutely loving it.
How did you start?
How did I start? Well, I started, my background's in interior design. So I started out, I have a family, my family business is building homes. And I started working interior design with my dad, and then realized I probably should get my license because this is a good industry to be in. And since we buy and sell properties, it was a great way to come into the market.
What was it about interior design that appealed to you?
Oh, I loved the aspect of helping people. To me, I've always loved helping solve problems. Spatial problems for people. And somehow this was a natural skill that I had, and I really wanted to share it with people. So when I was in interior design, I would help people spatially visualize how they can see and change their environment and make it better. And in real estate, it became, how can I help people find the right house and modify it to what they need? So it's been a beautiful transition that way.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you were a little kid, was there anything else that you wanted to do? Besides this, I imagine interior design came along later on in your childhood and growing up.
Well, yes, actually, that's interesting that you say that because I've always wanted to be a bit of a healer, someone that was always helping people. And I said one day I want to be a neurosurgeon.
Oh, wow.
That was something I wanted to be when I was younger. And, that obviously that's not something in my cards at this point, but it's something that fascinates me even to this day. I find it so interesting to understand people's psychology and things and how they function, and that's kind of translated into homes and whatnot at this point. But really neat.
How was that background of being an interior designer helped you and shaped your career as a realtor?
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal background combination with real estate because what I find is it allows me to visualize, my background allows me to visualize what a home can be as I'm touring people through a home, or even understanding, their spatial constraints in their current home and going, okay, what will they need going forward? And I'm able to kind of visualize that for that with them and really bring that to the forefront when I'm helping someone find their next home or selling their current home and transitioning. So it's been what I love about what I learned in interior design is I developed a really extensive checklist and questionnaire that allows people to kind of think, what are their future needs going to look like? And that helps me build my process as to what I'm looking for them and what we're accomplishing as a whole. So whether selling and then buying and what are their plans. So I love it. It actually has helped tremendously for my business.
What do you like about being a realtor?
Oh, I love the people. I really love working with people. And when we align, it's interesting. I talk to people daily about, being able to help them with their needs and going through. And a lot of the stuff that I was talking about in the questionnaire, it really opens up and gives me a really great window into who these people are. So much so that many of my clients become lifetime friends and for like referrals even, because they just, when we connect and we're together for the time that we're together, it's very intimate, and we have, we're searching properties and we're looking for the right place. And it doesn't take very long. It's a short process because I do a lot of research from the very beginning, and I love that part of it. I really love understanding, the depth of where people are coming from when they're moving or selling or whatever they're planning.
Yeah, being a realtor ain't the easiest of jobs.
No.
You're on call basically 24/7. How do you manage that? And you've got a family and you've got other interests. How do you?
Yeah.
I've always wondered how realtors manage that personal life with business life.
So in the past, it was 24/7. And, I think once I realized I don't need to work 24/7 as an agent, I don't need to be on call all the time. I really set strong boundaries with my clients, and they appreciate it. And I appreciate it because I get that downtime. I get to travel. I travel 6 times a year, if not more. And there's, and my clients are there. You know what they say? They say, we'll wait for you to get back. Take your time off. They understand that, everyone needs time off. And I think in any industry, we need to really have that life work balance, which is really important to keep your mindset right and to be able to help your clients with a sound mind. I think it's really important to be able to have that. So I've created these boundaries, and I don't work 24/7. I have, if there's an offer coming in, certainly I will be on call on those days, but I'm not on call 24/7. I basically have my, I guess it would be 8 till 5 or 8 till 8, depending on the day. Yeah. And then that's it. It's been great.
Stay ahead of the game with our expert tips and strategies that will help your business thrive in a digital era. CanadasPodcast.com. Subscribe now.
Being a realtor is more than that. It's you're an entrepreneur in many ways. What is the key to being successful and running a business? It's not just selling the homes; it's running a whole business, isn't it?
It sure is, Mario. It's been it's taken years to kind of figure a lot of that out. I've done a lot of coaching in different times to make sure that I'm able to kind of, manage the business as well as running a family and a household and all these other things. So all of it takes time. And the biggest advice, I think is really don't look at others. You've got to do your own thing. What works for me is not going to work for somebody else. And you know what? You got to decide what kind of do you want a team? Do you want to be an individual? Do you want to be and really build on that. Like for me, I've really stayed true to who I am through my career. And I really felt that has helped me tremendously as I grow, as I expand my client base and all that. I always go back to, okay, does this person fit my business style, right? And does it fit my personality even? If we mesh, then we work together. But if not, there's plenty of other agents. And in my time, I've actually felt there isn't really competition for each of us individual agents. Sometimes agents compete against each other, but really, at the end of the day, that person would have worked with you, whether it was you or the other person that they really wanted to work with. When you have a recommendation, Mario, your brother says, you need to use Mario because he is the best guy. Yeah. I don't think you're going to go with someone else because that's just how, we as humans function, right? We choose to work with people we know, like, and trust.
True.
So, yeah.
And I guess in the real estate business, the successful realtors are the ones who have that personality that gets along with people and that people trust, right? That's got to be huge.
Absolutely.
Trust factor.
Yeah, trust factor is massive. Integrity, trust, all of that. People want to know that they can leave their business to you or leave their decisions to you, and you will take the best care of them that you can. And even if they're in the most stressful moments, sometimes I'll have buyers looking at something and they're like, no, I want to buy that. And I'll go, hey, do you remember when we talked about this element and you really didn't want that? Well, that's in here. So are you sure? And if they still say yes, okay, fine. At least I did my job in protecting them, because when you're in the heat of the moment, when you're buying or selling, sometimes you kind of you drop your guard where you shouldn't. And so my job is to protect you, make sure that you're at your best, you're making your decision with a sound mind. Sometimes, that can't be done when you're in the middle of that. So I've always told people, I'm here to put you in the power position by the knowledge I have and the information I provide.
Mm-hmm. What do you think it takes to be a realtor from a personality point of view? Like, what type of person makes a good realtor?
Someone that's determined, patient, and that has, really, it's someone that you have to have an entrepreneurial spirit, because it's something that, bootstrapping is a really good way to describe someone that has made it. In the very beginning, you have to do all those elements to kind of build up your business, because it's not something that you can instantly just walk into and, okay, I'm running my business now. That's not how it is, right? You're running a business from the ground up, and you have to build every component, because people come to see you and they want to see that you've got things organized and you're really, running things smoothly. And the ones that do well are the ones that have all the processes in place, have all those things that they've built up from the very beginning.
Yeah. How do you deal, obviously, the housing market goes in cycles, and we've had booms, kind of busts. As a realtor, how do you deal with that? Because obviously, during bust times, homes aren't selling, you're not making money, right?
Yeah. So I'm a little bit, I'm going to say, this is going to sound kind of funny, but I'm a little bit like Warren Buffett. I don't really pay attention to the ups and downs. Yeah. My clients stick with me when, it doesn't matter what's happening with the market. I coach people based on, here's what is going on for you in this moment. Who cares if the world's falling apart? Because it's like the sky is falling. Sure. Yeah. But you know what? People still need to buy, they need to sell, they need to do stuff. So even in the down markets, I've been busy. Yeah. So to me, it's not about what's happening out there. Sure, we don't want to ignore the fact that there's these changes that are happening. But if you still need to sell, here's the strategy we're going to use. We're not going to go higher on price because we think we can go a little bit higher. We're going to be more conservative. We're going to take a more conservative approach to the whole aspect of selling or buying. And we look at, it doesn't matter. So my clients are protected based on the knowledge I bring to the table, not because it's something that's happening out there in the economy.
Now, all your career as a realtor has been in Calgary, has it?
It has. Yeah. The whole 20 years.
What do you like about doing business in Calgary?
So I've lived in several different cities, and by far, Calgary has the most genuine, kind people, and they're really down to earth. And the farming community, like it really comes down to kindness. Here, people are open and they're communicative. Like I found in Vancouver, people are nice too, but it really is like they're very like on a mission, and they, and I think because you have so much time in traffic, maybe that affects people. Same in Toronto, and somehow Calgary has this kind of like relaxed side of it, but yet it's still a business side. And it's just like a really, really cool combination. I love it here. I really love Calgary. Yeah.
So juggling, as I said, juggling the business and juggling family, does it leave you any time to do anything else? Do something for Renata?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I do dancing. I do. I love traveling. So this year I was lucky to go to Brazil and Portugal, and I'm actually going to Nashville coming up, and there's a few different trips I get to take. And I'm also going into writing a book recently. So that's something that will probably be coming up in further discussions down the line. Yeah.
Talk a little bit about your dancing, and I know, and I'll have to preface this by saying I don't know when this is going to be aired. But, you have a special event this fall. You talk a little bit about what that is in terms of dancing.
Yeah, so I was called by Dancing with the Stars, Easter Seal Stars, Calgary, and I am a celebrity on their in their group there, and we're doing a big fundraiser to help the Easter Seals, which is a fabulous fundraiser that we're looking to raise money for, and so I've been dancing every week, training for that, and it's been really fun, and I've been getting donations coming in every week now. It's really fun, and I get to practice my cha-cha, and that is airing. We have a big event on the October 5th, so that's very exciting, and so it's all leading up to that day.
Canada's podcast is your gateway to success in the world of entrepreneurship. Start listening today. CanadasPodcast.com. Subscribe now.
Tell me, your background in dancing. Did you have any before this, or dancing down in the house type thing?
You know what? I grew up in an amazing family, Polish family with, so our background, very much was a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
In our house, we would have, parents, the kids, the, grandparents, everybody over. We would always have dance parties and things. And I also grew up in the Polish folk dancing. I danced for 16 years and traveled to Europe on tour and performed there. And it was a fabulous time. And actually, in fact, my daughter, she just recently joined Plakusy, which is a Polish dance group here in Calgary. And she went to Poland last year. And it marks the 30-year anniversary when I was there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you feel when you dance?
Oh, it's like the world is gone. I love it. I love it so much. It's just amazing. Yeah.
What do you think? You talked about your Polish background. What do you think you learned from your parents?
Oh, everything. Everything. My dad is the most hardworking person, and my mom, both my parents are the most hardworking people I've ever met. And I learn from them every single day. Still to this day, I was at my dad's 75th birthday a couple of weeks ago and celebrated him. And he is the most incredible human being. He's been through a lot, and I think it's fantastic to see that they're strong and going and just love life. And, work ethic, I learned all of that from my dad and my mom. So really very, very lucky to be, and we had such a beautiful upbringing. I mean, it was just, I thank them for everything.
What do you want to leave behind with your children as lessons in life?
Oh, if I could instill work ethic in them the way that my parents did for me, I love the fact that I'm at this stage in my life and I love working. And to me, it's not work. It feels like this is who I am. And it feels so good to help others. And they were very much like that. They always did fundraisers and different things and help community. And so that is something that I've also wanted to continue in doing fundraisers and different things, because I learned it all from them. And I want to instill that in my kids, is that giving back at the end of the day is probably the most rewarding part of what we do.
If I was a young realtor, what would you tell me? What best advice would you give me as I embark on my career?
Yeah. So my biggest advice is you do need to shadow somebody. It's really good if you can get a mentor, or even, try to gain as much knowledge as possible. Just being out and, meeting people too, building your network, being in a community or being in somewhere where you love to be. And when you're surrounded by people, that's where you're going to meet your clients. So that, and do stuff that you love. I mean, be in an area where so if you play hockey, go to go and communicate with people in the hockey industry and talk about it and talk about what you do. Yeah. People need to know what you do. I think sometimes people don't talk about what they're doing and they just assume that, that they know that you're a realtor. So it's communicating that. Yeah.
Now you mentioned mentors. Throughout your career, who would you have considered your mentors? Not in the sense of people like around you, but of maybe examples of business people or leaders out there. Who did you learn a lot from?
Oh, so I did some of my training through the Ninja network, which is also a very good network for teaching you about real estate. My most recent biggest mentor I've had is Chris Voss with the Black Swan Group. He wrote the Never Split the Difference. He's an incredible human on, speaking about human aspect of everything, and negotiation is a big part of it. He's had to negotiate a lot of different, Chris Voss is a former FBI hostage negotiator. He's done that for 24 years. And so that is something that has been a really big impact on how I do business, bringing the best type of communication styles to any given interaction.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Renata, for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Mario.
All right. That was Renata Reed, Sales Associate and Senior Vice President of Sales with Sotheby's International Realty Canada. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, Managing Editor of Canada's Podcast. Thanks for joining us today.